and actually run the football on Ole Miss and keep it away from Dart and Trey Harris and all their dudes. Wells, Henry Parrish Jr., and the list goes on and on. And so Ole Miss is much better. Kentucky has never believed in playing offense at a high level since Stoops has been there. However, they've been good on defense. And Brad White is legit, but that's just a lot to ask against Ole Miss. I mean, do I think Ole Miss will make it look as easy as they have? I don't. This is, I don't even know who was their first, was it Furman? Wofford? I mean, they're all the same.
Powerhouses.
Furman, 76-0. Middle Tennessee, 52-3. Wake Forest, 40-6. Georgia Southern, 52-13. Yes, it will be more difficult on Saturday. Kentucky is physical and has some players. Ole Miss has more players and more speed. But we'll see.
We told you they would average 55 plus through the 4 weeks.
Well, it looks like they
should.
I don't know what that was. The 76 may bring them over because they scored under 55 for the other 3 games.
Did they?
Yeah.
I believe it's probably going to come out.
Yeah.
How many can they hang here? I got them over 40. Man, I got them over 40. I know.
I don't know. I don't know about that. That you don't just do that in SEC play, so we'll see. They're going to have to show me. I expect them to win the game. I expect them to win it handily. But now I'm watching this line and, 17.5. I don't know.
More likely to cover them or Texas?
Ole Miss.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if Sark will call off the dogs, no pun intended, or the Longhorns. I didn't think about that when I was saying it. 38.5. Can State score?
No.
With Michael Van Buren? Nah, I would think Texas covers too.
It may be like
that's a lot of points in SEC play, even as bad as Mississippi State and without Blake Shapen. That is a lot of points. Because if they hang 48 on you, but you score 10 first half, you think Arch? They may hang 48 on them in the first half.
Nothing.
You don't smell an upset in Austin?
Yeah, it's
Why?
I feel like it might be that game. Maybe kind of like the game when they played Ricky Williams, Texas Longhorns.
I remember that game. Ricky had a field day. And Mississippi State had lost J.J. Johnson, who was drafted in the second round by the Miami Dolphins that year. But he had torn his growing basically off his body. And so that happened, I think, the week before the Ole Miss game, but he was able to play in it. And, of course, they beat Ole Miss. Then they went to the SEC championship game, and he was pretty hobbled. And then they still couldn't get it right for 3 weeks. No. Yeah, about 3 weeks, from the SEC championship game to the Cotton Bowl. But I remember waking up that morning. I was living in an apartment in Belhaven. I had a one-bedroom. It was a really cool apartment. And I remember turning on the game, and Texas as much good as Sherrill did, they didn't have any quarterback play for a lot of for the overwhelming majority of Sherrill's tenure. He played, they played great defense and they could run the football.
That was it.
And, they had their moments for a second here and there.
With who?
The best passer, the program started burning down right when he took over. Had he been ready by 97 or 98, they would have been incredible. Kevin Fant.
I knew you were going to say Fant.
Was really good in 01, but the thing had started going the other way.
Fant was all right. He was all right.
Kevin Fant was good.
Yeah.
Had he been a junior on the 98 team, they would have been unbelievable.
Right.
Or the 99 team, actually, that offense wasn't any good. They went 10-2, but they were phenomenal on defense, man.
Right.
They just had a bunch of dudes. They ended up going to the Chick-fil-A Bowl and beating Clemson and Rich Rod and Tommy Bowden in the bowl game. But they didn't have an offense.
Didn't Ricky wreck 3 or 4 defenders?
He ran over a kid named Tim Nelson, who was a hell of a he played dog safety for Joe Lee Dunn.
Okay.
Tim Nelson was from Atlanta, Georgia, or somewhere in the Georgia area, area. And he was a little dude, 5. He was perfect for one of the little dog safeties that Joe Lee had. Ashley Cooper was a bigger dog safety. Pig Prather was a bigger dog safety. But Tim Nelson was a hell of a little football player, just a little dog. And Ricky, I think, broke through to the second level, and Nelson squared him up, and Nelson took a knee to the head or somewhere.
Yeah, knocked him out of the ball game.
I think so.
Yeah, he knocked 2 people out of the ball game.
I think so, yeah.
Broke another person's collarbone that game, I believe.
Yeah, I think I was the game was played on New Year's Day. I stayed here. A lot of people went over, and I get it. But I think I was at CS's or somewhere since I lived in Belhaven. I think I was in CS's or somewhere by halftime.
Yeah, I think my parents went.
So
yeah, they got a cool sweatshirt, and that was about it.
Yeah,
and watched the ambulance come in and out.
I think it was Tim Nelson that got knocked out. That was back. They didn't talk about concussions as much back then. You just got knocked out.
Right.
And then you got
that's right
some smelling salt.
That's it.
And then you came back the next week.
Smelling salts, man.
Yeah. Or at certain time periods, you got some smelling salt and you came back for the second half.
Yeah, or maybe
I don't remember if this was in the first or second half, but I don't think he came back.
No.
Hey, the Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by KCB Residential Roofing. Call Ron Lloyd. Do you need a new roof for your home? Has your roof been damaged? KCB Residential Roofing. Call Ron Lloyd today, 601-842-6779. That's KCB Residential Roofing for your home roof repair or just a new roof if you need a total overhaul. KCB Residential Roofing. Call Ron Lloyd today. We're the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone ESPN. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. Double Down is domesticated and actually has a pretty good bit of food in his refrigerator. We're proud of him. right, so if you want to see kind of who made the cut this week on the Out of Bounds set and what all we're displaying, you can go to YouTube and search Out of Bounds Sports. Now, first person to name everything up here, there's 6 helmets and then some little doodads. We'll give you a gift certificate. Yeah, you got to do it on YouTube. You got to go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, name all the helmets up here and some of the other things that I have, which are fun, in the middle, in between the helmets, and then you're good. That's not real hard. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. You can comment. There's like a live section, and you can comment. So you can name the helmet. I'll give you a gift certificate to one of our restaurants, and we'll throw in some bar swag. Swag. Do you have any swag at the house?
Oh, man, I've got a bunch of that. I don't know which one you're referring to, but yeah. I've got swag everywhere I go. Oozing swag.
You do. You kind of just, swag follows you.
It just follows. That's what it is. It's embedded. It's, I've been indoctrinated as a kid with it.
Indoctrinated as a kid with swag. Okay. What shirt are you wearing today?
Oh, God, we're going Grizz.
Oh, Memphis Grizzlies.
Boys.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Ja.
Yeah?
It's getting there, man. NBA's almost here, too, now.
Yeah?
I don't get lost in the midst of football season. We still got a lot to go on.
Okay. I'm going to an NBA game again next spring. I had a great time at the Pelicans game.
They're dope. They're the best.
Of course, my seats were, I could reach out.
Right.
That literally touch Zion Williamson or Brandon Ingram.
There's like 3 Zions and 1 Zion now. He's huge.
Oh, man. But you're Grizz over Pelicans?
Yeah, we'll stick with the boys because of Shane.
So you're New Orleans Saints in football, but you're Memphis in basketball.
They weren't there. They weren't there. The Pels weren't there for me.
What do you mean?
Remember they left. The Hornets.
They went to Charlotte? Okay.
And that was around I guess I could have been a Hornets fan growing up with CP3. But I went to Eric Dampier. He hooked us up one day.
He did?
He hooked my father up. My father and I, we went to a Easter game at the Pyramid.
Okay.
The Golden State Warriors were playing.
Yeah.
The Memphis Grizzlies. And it was probably, he got us, he brought us back and everything. So we were under the tunnel and got to meet all the guys. It was probably the coolest. I know it was the coolest experience as a child I could have had at a basketball game.
That's awesome.
It was incredible. There was a mascot halftime dunk contest. So they were jumping off trampolines and stuff.
And I bet you were crazy as a kid.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So, but that's always, basketball's always been able to keep my attention because it's fast.
Yeah.
It's going, I don't have to wait very long for anything. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And then, so was like Shane Battier was on that Memphis team.
Shane Battier.
Anton Jameson was out there. They had.
What's Battier doing now?
It's a great question. How he's not a coach, I have no idea.
Yeah, but why would you be after you've made all that money?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, because of the new day, coming out of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, a lot of those guys had to coach. But, I mean, Battier made over, I'm guessing, $100 million.
Surely.
Or at least 70, 80, but I would think more than that.
How old do you think he is?
I would think Battier is 40. He played forever.
Played so long.
I don't know. I'm going to guess that Battier's 44.
46.
46.
Hold on. I mean, yeah, he played forever.
Okay.
He was on that team. Baron Davis was on that team a long time ago.
Yeah.
They had some, it was cool. And, and then shout out to Damp for bringing us down there. It was really cool to go see him.
Baron Davis played for
he was
UCLA?
Did he? Yeah. That's
was that his college?
He stayed out west, I believe. You're right.
Let's see. I know Battier played for Duke because Jay Billis always talks about how great he is as a human. And maybe he is.
Yeah. The way you pulled that.
Did Baron Davis play at UCLA? I thought so.
3rd overall pick.
He was that high?
Back in 99, yeah.
Damn.
What you mean? It was good.
Toby Bailey was the one that I think, and the O'Bannon brothers were on the 95 team that won it.
Yeah.
They beat Mississippi State in the Sweet 16. He wasn't really a pro. He was just a good college player. They had Ty Sedney at point guard. Because I think I remember he made an unbelievable drive down the right side of the lane. Ty Sedney, Toby Bailey, and the O'Bannon brothers, I think, were at UCLA.
Yeah.
That'll
work.
Is that right?
That'll work. Stud. Yeah, they smoked everybody that year.
Yeah, they won it. Yeah. And the next year, Mississippi State went to the Final Four. And Kentucky won it. With Pitino. They had beat them in the SEC championship game in New Orleans, and then they didn't get to play them again. They played Syracuse in the Final Four. They beat UConn and Cincinnati in the I guess Sweet 16 and Elite 8. So Bobby Huggins and Jim Calhoun.
Jim.
And I mean, you had some pros on those teams for Cincinnati and UConn.
I also saw a guy who I think that you would. I don't know why I think this, but I think you like this guy, Nick Van Exel.
Yeah, Nick Van Exel ended up with the Lakers, and some other teams, but he's a good player. Not maybe not the best attitude.
No,
but a hell of a player.
Yeah, he was there.
I mean, he's not a great NBA player, but a good player. Yeah.
Yeah, there was another Mississippi flavor in that Easter game. I'll have to figure it out. But it was pretty cool. Yeah. Got to see Jason Richardson do a 360 dunk.
Jason Richardson.
Hey, dude, could dunk. That's all he ever did. Slam it home.
Where did he play college?
Was he a North Carolina kid?
Nah, I think he's up in the Northeast. Let me give this a stab.
Dude, you get this.
Not Nova, not Syracuse, not St. John's, not Georgetown. Not Providence, not Seton Hall, not Pitt. Well, no. I don't think it was any of the Philly schools. It's not Temple, LaSalle, St. Bon.
He's a Michigan kid.
He went to Michigan?
He's a Michigan
State. He went and played with Izzo?
He did.
I knew it was in the north. I had him going northeast. It was Midwest. All right.
It's pretty cool.
Damn.
Oh, I'll leave basketball alone. I need to ask you one thing, though, right quick.
Okay.
Did you know that we were just talking about the Cotton Bowl last segment, right?
Where Ricky Williams ran over the Mississippi State defense.
Right.
Yeah, it was not an awesome. I wasn't real happy with Ricky that day.
No.
I like Ricky Williams.
Oh, yeah.
But I wasn't happy with him that day.
Well,
but Mississippi State didn't have any offense. So anyway, long story short, go ahead.
Well, I need you to verify this because I saw it, and apparently it's correct. Was that the first game that Fox ever broadcast for football?
No.
I don't know. Be careful because I think it may have been. Joe Buck's on the call.
I didn't even realize that. I mean, it was an early morning. It was like an 11 a.m. or
right.
I just remember getting up in my apartment in Belhaven.
The first college football.
It had been New Year's Eve night. It was New Year's Eve day, and I was going to meet Wendy somewhere because we had just started dating. She didn't care anything about the game, obviously. And I think, like I said, I was smashing a cheeseburger and a cold beer by halftime because it was a little ugly. They just ran out. Without J.J. Johnson, they didn't have anything.
First game.
Fox
College Football. The first game they ever aired on January 1, 1999.
And it was Joe Buck?
It was Joe Buck on the call.
I didn't even realize that watching it.
Bowl.
Wasn't paying attention.
Had no idea.
I was probably watching it on a crappy TV.
Sure. But
it was 1998.
I mean, Joe Buck was still iconic then, right?
No. Nobody knew who he was.
Really?
People knew his father.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, from being on TV and St. Louis Cardinals and everything else and MLB and all the other things. But no, nobody knew who the hell Joe Buck was.
Really?
No.
Is he a Joe Buck? He's not Joe Buck Jr., is it? No.
No.
Okay, all right. So okay.
I can't. I'm sure you can click on it and see it.
I can't. That was the first one.
Who was his color analyst that day? I'd love to know that. So that was the first Fox college football game?
His dad, Jack Jack Buck.
Yeah, Jack Buck.
Yeah.
I can't believe
that
I
was
couldn't
the
pull that.
first ever college football game broadcast on the Fox network.
His dad was a legendary broadcaster, and he got in the business, and he's done a fabulous job too.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems like he's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
1999.
Who was the color analyst that day? Does it say?
Just not off the bat. I'll find it.
We'll have to text. That team was good on defense and good running the football. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Buck and Bill Moss.
Bill Moss.
Susie Colbert was there, and Ron Pitts was there, too.
What? Susie Colbert was with Fox? And then she would go to ESPN?
Yep. That's crazy.
Oh, my God.
I had no idea that was the first ever one they broadcast.
No, I wasn't even paying attention to all that, man.
That's pretty cool.
You didn't have Twitter and all that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I guess ESPN was before.
ESPN what?
No, ESPN would have broadcast their first one after that, right? Yeah.
No, ESPN had been showing college football for years prior to 98, 99. Gotcha. No, I mean, State and Ole Miss were on ESPN a ton during the 90s.
Was it like
Thursday night football, Saturday? Thursday night football was a big deal for a while. Everybody got into that. So Cheryl Tuberville, Cheryl Cutcliffe were the time where you had Thursday night football. Like my first game as a home game as a freshman was 1992, Mississippi State hosting the Florida Gators and Steve Spurrier on a Thursday night, and Cheryl won 30-6.
Dang.
Shane Matthews, Gator great, was the quarterback. Sleepy Robinson was unfortunately, he got hit and tore his ACL. They were having a phenomenal year. They still had a good year, but they were having a phenomenal year. And if Sleepy stays healthy, you're talking about a different deal. They played Alabama within 4 points at Bama. That was when Gene Stallings was rolling at Bama. And took Cheryl a while. He didn't beat them until 97, and then he beat them 3 years straight. 96, excuse me. He beat them, number 9 Alabama, at Scott Field. It wasn't Davis Wade quite yet. He beat them in 96. He beat them in 97. He beat them in 98. He lost to them in 99. I was there in Tuscaloosa. Pig Prather took a punt back, and they threw a late flag when he had run 40 yards down the field, and Bama won a close one. Then the next year in 2000, Cheryl beat them again.
You got let's see, college football obviously broadcast on television since 1939.
Not that many people had TVs then.
No, it's Waynesburg and Fordham.
Black and white TV. I don't know how many people in the country in 1939 had TVs.
Right.
Even coming out of World War II was really the boom of people being able to have access and get the 3 channels or 2 and then 3 type deal.
ESPN's first broadcast, or ESPN's first college football broadcast.
79, 80, 81-ish too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 82.
Yeah.
Independence Bowl.
So I read that book years ago on the start of ESPN. It's absolutely fascinating that they ever made it. It's just another one of the stories where they shouldn't have made it, and they just kept going, which is the corny part, but part of life. And how they ended up out in Bristol and the whole thing, a little bit 20 minutes from Hartford. But, yeah. And then, see, they were carrying basketball. Yeah. Hell, Tim Brando was coming through in the 80s and calling Mississippi State baseball games on ESPN.
What?
Yes. They were looking for programming.
Yeah.
And so Brando and I don't remember who would come through MSU, and when Raffy and Will made it, that program big, they were coming in and broadcasting. Because, State and Ole Miss were playing the overwhelming majority of their home games at Veterans Memorial Stadium until 1991.
Forgot about that.
And Cheryl came in and said, I'm putting an end to this. Yeah. He said, I'm not playing the Egg Bowl in Jackson. We're going to play it on campus. And Ole Miss followed suit. And the rest, my man, is history starting in 1991.
That's when
that's when they moved everything back, and that's when you saw the campuses start to boom. Plus, that's how you recruited players. Yeah. You couldn't do any recruiting. I mean, you could recruit. You could bring guys in around here and hook them up and buy them a cheeseburger and give them some money, but you weren't showing them the campus. And Cheryl came in, understood what happened at A&M, and he was like, we're not going to play here anymore. And it was just arguably the smartest move in the history of Mississippi college athletics for State and Ole Miss.
Maybe more than that, figuring the implications that it had.
Because then you started going to campus for they would play about 3 games on campus and maybe 2 or 3 in Veterans Memorial. And so then you added 3 more weekends to your fall in Starkville and Oxford. Changed the game.
Yeah, I mean.
And then TV, it was right around the time, more TV, more money, more ESPN, more Jefferson Pilot, more, this and that. And then Thursday night football became obviously a thing. Right. I went to Starkville Thursday night game in '92.
When did the square take off? Like what did that coincide with? Was that just straight up Eli?
It was already there.
It was there, right?
Yeah, it had been there forever. Okay. It just started to really boom and grow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, in the '90s, and then Eli obviously helped it once he starting in 2001. Yeah, because Romero started in '99 and 2000. No, well, actually, Romero started in '98. 99 and 2000. So he was a hell of a football player too. Yeah. Romero Miller. Yeah. It's just he played right for Eli, who's the best ever.
Yeah.
To play there. So Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by Brant Watson at United Country Southern States Realty. Call Brant Watson. Are you looking for an amazing piece of land or hunting camp? Call Brant Watson at United Country Southern States Realty to buy your next recreational or hunting property. Brant Watson, these guys are great. Brant Watson, Ron Drew, Trey Meacham all walked in here. They know everything, everywhere, land, farm, hunting camp, recreational. Call Brant Watson today at United Country Southern States Realty. Brant's number is 601-341-8618. The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone ESPN, is brought to you by the amazing Blue Plate, wings, and the Redfish Sandwich at Martin's in Livingston. It's a great place to eat lunch or dinner or enjoy game day. Martin's in Livingston, brand new, newly renovated, super cool. It's a great spot. And don't forget that Joseph has a Patron private barrel pick there. So when you call for it, it is super premium. Excellent. On the rocks or top end, high end margarita or just a few cubes of ice and an orange or something. But they've got the Patron private barrel pick there at Martin's in Livingston. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. So if somebody names everything on the set, if you go to YouTube and search Out of Bounds Sports, you'll see the helmets and all the other little things that we have on the set. And if you name them, you'll win a gift certificate. Well, to Martin's. How about that? Boom. And some bar swag. I just gave away the hotel room, 2 rounds of golf, and the Mom and M's gift certificate to the winner from last week. And his name was Blue Man.
Blue Man.
I don't know. But if you want to win a gift certificate and some bar swag, go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and just name all the helmets on the set and all the other stuff that I have. I think it looks pretty good. So, Jackson, are you a big fan of ranch dressing?
I used to be able to guzzle it down.
Ooh. But you love it, don't you?
It's
or you kind of have you kind of?
I've teared out of it. It's just not my thing anymore.
Okay,
they got too cute with it.
You hammered it in high school and in your 20s.
Well, it was there to mask food, man. If the food was bad, it masked it.
Yeah. So if you get crappy food, you put a ton of ranch on it.
Absolutely.
And
it's great.
And I mean
that's
got it. like mystery meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, at school.
I want nothing.
You get mystery meat, you just put ranch on it, it's edible.
It's good to go.
Allegedly.
It's going to go down.
Do you remember the whole pizza thing? Dipping pizza crust and pizza, like.
I remember coating it.
With ranch?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
A little bit of pizza with my ranch.
Good hell.
Yeah. That's, and I do like ranch. I do like that peppercorn ranch from Kessler. Nah, I could guzzle that.
Oh, yeah. That's a peppercorn Parmesan
I could do
salad dressing.
Yeah, I could do something different with that.
That's the Ritz-Carlton.
That's different.
That's a different level.
Yeah.
That's not what's in front of me.
No. God, that stuff is so good. I really could drink it. It's so good. I could also probably drink that Hidden Valley if it had the bacon bits in it.
Oh, you need even more artificial garbage in
me up.
So there's a bacon bit ranch dressing.
There's the ranch dressings that are out there now.
Yeah,
are pretty wild.
Wow.
So it's obviously they have the bacon. They've got jalapeno. They've got like spicy.
I had no idea.
It's gotten crazy. It's like Oreos.
But I haven't bought ranch dressing either ever or in 25 years.
How'd that get here?
Blake bought it because I called Stetson Bennett IV Mr. Ranch Dressing.
He is ranch dressing. That's good.
Yeah.
That's well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that dude is, He's AJ McCarron. Ranch dressing.
Wow.
That's what he is. That's him.
Wow.
It is what it is. He's a great game manager. A lot of people pay a lot of money to have that.
I'd like our listeners' feedback on this. The Ag Up Equipment text line, 601-885-3776. Jackson Meadows just compared Stetson Bennett IV to A.J. McCarron.
Yeah. See no difference, honestly. You got cheesy ranch, creamy jalapeno. You got spicy hot. You got garlic, sizzling Nashville hot, Parmesan, green goddess, buffalo ranch, pickle ranch. Avocado, bacon. It just keeps going and going.
It just keeps going and going. It just keeps going and going. The Out of Bounds Show is powered by Southern Ag Credit. At Southern Ag Credit, they understand the unique needs of farmers and ranchers because agriculture is our specialty. Tailored solutions. They offer loan programs specifically designed for ag purposes, from crop production to livestock financing. Financing life outside the city limits. Powered by Southern Ag Credit. SouthernAgCredit.com. And you can find Southern Ag Credit in Ridgeland. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.